Ram Krishna Hari. We seek blessings at the feet of Lord Vitthal and all the Varkari saints. We come to the second Abhang of Tatiche Abhang by Santa Muktabai. These Abhangs, as we said in the earlier section, are a reminder to our great Jnaneshwar Mauli, who just for our sake, for Laukik reasons, just for the sake of us coming out of our spiritual sleep, pretends to be ignorant and is upset with the ways of the world. He is disappointed, he is dejected. And here Muktai is trying to tell him or trying to console him, trying to remind him what is his true mission on earth as an incarnation. The first line of this Abhang goes like this: Sukhi sagari vasa jhala, unsa neecha kaya tyala. So she says, one who is in the ocean of bliss. Now remember, bliss is different from happiness. Happiness has an opposite to it, sadness, because they are dualities or opposites. But bliss, you don't have any opposing word to it. So she says that saints, she's reminding Mauli that he is a saint, and saints, she says, are always in the ocean. They're swimming in the ocean of bliss. So they are not affected by this discrimination among people that so-and-so is a great person, so-and-so is a very lowly person. So she says, unsa neecha kaya tyala. So he cannot discriminate because he's a saint. So she says, even if the man who has hit you, slapped you across your face, or spoken very rude words to you, even if that man has hurt you, you should not be affected by it. So she's asking him to maintain a sthita prajna state. The word sthita prajna means to be totally unaffected by happiness or sadness and to be always in a blissful state. We come further to this explanation in the following lines. She is again telling him, addressing her brother and saying, Aho apan jaise bhave, deve taise chi karave. So what she is trying to tell him is, the way we are, now she's talking about the four of them, she knows very well, even though she is a small child of just maybe 7 or 8 years old, but she knows very well what is the purpose of these four brethren on this earth. So she says, Apan jaise bhave, the way we are, we have to uplift those people also who are caught in this bondage of material misery. So she says, we are liberated souls. We have come here with a specific mission. We cannot get affected by all these actions of people around us. They will behave like that because they're ignorant. So she says, Deve taise chi karave. That means even if they talk to us in a certain way or behave with us in a certain way, we have to see that we should not forget our original or ultimate mission. We have to uplift them because they are spiritually asleep. The next line she says, Aisa natanatya khela sthira nahi ek veda. So she says the entire play of the universe, she calls it as a drama. The play means the action, the things which are going on in this universe. She says it is nothing but a khela, it is just a drama, natanatya she calls it. It is all of us are actors in this particular play or this drama. So we don't have permanent roles. Today we are something, tomorrow we will be something else. So she says one particular word here, sthira nahi eka veda. That means nothing is steady. Nothing is going to remain constant. Nothing is constant at all, and time, first of all, is never constant. So she says, Sthira nahi eka veda, not even 1 second, a moment is ever the same. We can always check it out that today, if at a particular time we are doing something, the same time the previous day we were doing something else, and the next day possibly we will be doing something else. So nothing remains constant. Nothing remains fixed. So she talks about all of us are nothing but actors on a stage. So it is a huge play that is being formed here, and we are all actors in this. That's what she says. Eka pasuni aneka zhale tyasi pahije sambhalile. Here she says, ki how can we say that you and I are different? Now it's a very important word which modern philosophers have lots of comments on this. That is, they have a deep study on this. It is oneness into multiplicity. and multiplicity into one. Here she says it very casually, very simple. The girl who's just not even 10 years old is telling us about oneness and multiplicity, which today the modern day scientists, philosophers are trying to find out this oneness and this multiplicity principle. So she says, Eka pasuni anek zhale. From one came many. Of course, we know from the universe creation how from Brahma we all have come into various forms. But we are all multiple forms of the same Father, the same Creator. So, Eka Pasuni, from one there are many. So, Eka Pasuni anek zhale, त्यासी पाहिजे सांभाळिले. Means we have to take care of each other because we are all ultimately one. If you look at it, a very great person, a great saint, Ramakrishna Paramhans, once talked about the same thing to his devotees. He says, if my finger on the left hand hurts me, do I chop it off and say to get rid of that? The only way is once and for all, one strike and it's out. No, ultimately I have to bear the pain. I have to bear whatever is a discomfort. So in the same way, he says, the entire world, we are all one. So if you look at the human body, we are all one like the human body. And just like you can't cut off a finger saying it's paining, it's causing me pain, so I'm just going to cut it off, it is going to cause more harm to you. In the same way, if we do not understand each other and we do not take care of each other, ultimately somewhere we are going to be affected by it. Now one may wonder what happens in a remote part of the globe. How is it going to affect us? Of course it is going to affect us, if not now, after some time. So time is a very important factor here, but affect it will definitely do to us. Now from here, we come on to the next line. Shunya sakshitva samjave veda omkarache nave. This is a very, very profound line. Now here Shunya is zero, if you just roughly translate it. And zero, we all know, was originated here in India itself. So Shunya, to be in a state of Shunya, means to have no thought in the mind, to have nothingness in you. Now you can't say you are having nothing in you because you do have the air filled up inside the body. But here what she wants to tell us, Muktai wants to tell us is Shunya and Sakshitva. So Shunya Sakshitva zhale, samjave. That means you understand that both being in a state of nothingness and being in a state of Sakshitva bhav. Sakshitva bhav is a very deep, profound philosophy where one separates himself from oneself and merely watches as a witness. This has been talked in many philosophies, and to quote one such philosophy is about the two birds on a tree, where one bird is watching the other bird as a witness. We say the one which is watching or being a witness is the supreme soul, the super soul, whereas the one which is doing all the actions of moving or doing whatever, running or perching from one branch to another, all that is supposed to be us, that is the ordinary soul, Jivatma. So here, Shunya Sakshitva Samjave, what she says is whether it is Shunya being nothingness or it is keeping yourself away from your own self, that is separating your soul from your body and watching what the body is doing. This is a very profound philosophy that she talks about. And she says you have to be like that because you are that. You are a great supreme soul because Jnaneshwar Mauli was no ordinary soul. So she says that you separate yourself and observe and be a witness to the actions. Let people do whatever they want. Let them talk whatever they want. This applies to us also in today's world. Even if we are condemned by society, even if people get annoyed with us or people don't approve of our actions, but if we have faith in what we do, we just have to be like a witness That is, just observe people, observe their reactions, and do what your part is the best. So here she is reminding him that Shunya Sakshitva Samjave Ved Omkarache Nave. Now if you say Omkar, Om is the first syllable of the cosmos, and it is supposed to be in the Vedas as the opening word for any of the utterances. Whether it is the Vedas or the Upanishads, Om is the beginning of everything and Om is also the end of everything. So she says Om and Veda are not two different things. They are one and the same. In fact, every Veda has Om in it. So same way she says, every world which we are talking about, the material world, will have people who are good also, people who are not so good also. That's what we differentiate them. But she says they are all a part of this whole fabric of the world, of the universe, and we have to accept them as they are, bring them out of it. She is reminding Mauli about his mission. So here she talks about Ved Omkaracha Nave. That means whether it is Veda or the Omkar, they are one and the same. Just like you cannot separate a wave from the sea. You cannot say this wave has come up so it is different, that wave has ebbed down so it is different. They are all a part of the same ocean. So same way, the Omkar is a part of the Vedas. They are not separate. Same way, you are a part of this universe. You are not separate from them. So she comes back to her line again of saying that we have to take care of each other because we are all bound by one fabric, as what she said in the first Abhang also. She talks about Vishwapata Brahma. That means the entire universe is a fabric. And Brahma is the Dora, she says. It is the thread. So same way here she says we have to take care of each other. If someone has gone wrong, we have to take care of it. And we have to see that we uplift them because that's what our mission on earth is what she's reminding her brother. Now she says that people have differentiated, people have discriminated, and because of that, what are the consequences? She says in the second last line of the Abhang, Ek unsapane gele, ek abhimane gele. So people who have been very rigid, who follow everything, rules to a perfect T, they do not like to deviate from it. So she said someday or the other, that is what she talks about, unsapane gele, that means because of their greatness, they feel they are very great because they have followed, like there are so many people who say we have followed every custom, we are very rigid, we are very strict about these things, but that strictness you find after some time, again time becomes an important factor here. So she says that greatness has all gone away, that is all dissolved. So some of them have gone because they went on proclaiming they are great. Eke abhimani gele. That means some of them went because of ego. Now who are these some who went because of ego? People who called themselves wise, who called themselves knowledgeable. But she says their true knowledge was not there at all in them. They just had mere information in their head. They had only an air of ego around them and arrogance around them, and that also got completely destroyed. So she says that the entire mankind, if you see, has got destroyed either because of two reasons. One has got destroyed because of two reasons. Either it is because they thought themselves great and looked down upon people, or they thought that they were very knowledgeable and that ego brought them down. So again, she comes to the last line of her Abhang, Ituke takoni shanti dhara tati ugda jnaneshwara. That means she says, leave all this. Somehow she is trying to remind him, or she is trying to tell him that his behavior of shutting himself from the world inside that hut is quite similar to those people who do not want to accept anything in the world. They feel whatever they think is right. So this is like a lesson to all of us, that we have closed ourselves in a dwelling where we feel we know everything, we feel we are knowledgeable, and so that creates an ego or an arrogance in us. But she is trying to remind us through the words to Mauli that she says, Itike takoni shanti dhara. Means throw away all this, shed off all this. Shed off this thing which you call as knowledge. Shed off this thing which you call as ego. Shed off everything and see that you will have nothing but the world to embrace. And so she says, Tati Ugda Jnaneshwara. Open the door of this ignorant mind and open your mind to the world. This is what she says in the second Abhang of Tati's Abhang. We come to the next Abhang in the next video. Till then, Ram Krishna Hare.
सुख सागरी वास झाला, उंच नीच काय त्याला. अहो आपण जैसे भावे, देवे तैसेची करावे. ऐसा नटनाट्य खेळ, स्थिर नाही एक वेळ. एकापासूनी अनेक झाले, त्यासी पाहिजे सांभाळिले. शून्य साक्षित्वे समजावे, वेद ओंकाराच्या नावे. एके उंचपणे गेले, एके अभिमाने गेले. इतके टाकुनी शांती धरा, ताटी उघडा ज्ञानेश्वरा. ताटी उघडा ज्ञानेश्वरा, ताटी उघडा ज्ञानेश्वरा.